Hey guys, Karen Wolf here in the art studio, and I'm just trying something different today. in the just the way I'm filming, just trying to get it to where you guys can see without my hand being in the way, and just trying something different. So I'm going to flip the screen, if I can figure out how to flip the screen again. There we go. And I'm going to look upside down for a minute. And I think I'm going to have to just bear with me for a little bit. Like I said, this is a learning something different. You know, sometimes you got to try something different. And that's what we're doing today. Okay. I'm going to get you on my phone over here so I can see what you can see. Okay, I wish I could like zoom in. Sorry for the jiggly jig. And I need to get this cord out of the way. Okay, I think. Does that do it? I think it's because I'm trying to show you this and this. Okay. All right, we made it through that part of it. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to paint this trees in the winter. So that'll be fun. Yeah. So I'm just rinsing my brush over here, getting some of the paint out of it. This was a canvas that I had painted on, and I went through this morning and painted over a bunch of my canvas paintings so that I could use them again. So if ever you have a canvas painting, and I'm going to put some white on here, if you ever have a canvas painting that you have painted on and you want to paint over it and use it again, all you have to do is you can use just regular white paint, or you can use, I'm going to spritz some water in here just to get this moving, or you can use gesso. Either one works, and I've heard people even use house paint, indoor house paint, but I've never done that, and you know, people use whatever. So there is that. But all I did was I just used some paint that I had, white paint, that I bought from Dick Blick for the studio paintings. I have the in-studio painting parties over in town, using a little bit of ultramarine blue. And I probably shouldn't have went all the way up on my dark, or my white, because I want this to be dark. And I'm just going back and forth with my paint. And it's, my paint is like not wanting to cooperate in here today because I have a heater going. Are you all cold where you're at? I've been freezing. I've just been absolutely freezing. And I don't know why, because it's not really that cold. So you just start up the top. And like I said, I probably shouldn't have gone all the way up with my blue or white. Gosh, I can't even talk. Because I wanted the upper part to be a little bit darker. Like over here. I guess I could turn it upside down. Couldn't I? Maybe I should do that. And then I could do darker on top. Maybe I'll do that. then I stuck my hand in my paint. Probably doesn't matter either way. But we're just painting this with a blue color. I'm using ultramarine blue. This is in acrylic. I'm painting with acrylic paint. And just getting some color on there. You can use ultramarine. You can use, I just picked up some bright blue, which would be maybe equivalent to cerulean blue there. Just getting some blue on there. I like the darker blue, like in the original painting. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and getting ready for the new year, 2026. Who could believe that 2025 went by as fast as it did? They say whenever you get older, your time flies by faster, and it really does. It really, really does. So, is that moving or is that me moving? Okay, so I'm just going back and forth, side to side. Nothing, there went that. Nothing particularly special. And I should have put some more white down here like I did before up above. But I didn't. And I can add some white as I go. That's what I get for turning my canvas upside down. And then I'm just getting lighter as I go down. So it's just a little bit darker at the top. You can put some whites back in it just to make a pretty sky. And just going back and forth with the paint. Come down here is where it began with the white in it, and we'll add some more blue. And keep going down. Just blue into, I do have white right here. Is that moving? Is my camera moving or me? As you see there, I was trying to get that blue mixed up with the white, so I did some kind of X's or figure eights there to get that to mix up a little bit, and then back and forth. Okay, and I'm going to rinse my brush, get the white out of it. It's hard for me to see what you all see because it's tilted. So bear with me a little bit. Okay, so I'm just putting a little bit more blue up here at the top. Coming down, it's blue. It gets lighter blue. It's what's called an ombre effect, where it's darker and gets lighter as it comes down. So that's that. do not know why it doesn't want to stick up here at the top. Just getting a little bit more coverage right there because it's getting on my nerves. Okay, because I want that to be dark enough that that moon will show up. Alright, then we're going to do some trees. And the trees you can do with a 1 inch brush or a 1/2 inch flat brush. You just go in and make your trees with your white, and it'll mix into the blue because you're going to do this before it dries. And you're going to make your brush have a chisel edge by painting it down into the paint. I've got a tree here. I'm just going to start with just giving an indication of where that tree is going to be, and then I'm going to start making my branches in my tree, taking that brush back and forth, and I'm just kind of pushing it down as I go, just kind of down, pushing it down. Just once I run out of paint on the side, one side, I switch it over, and then I start doing that same thing on the other side. And where I have big gobs of paint to come out, like this, I love that because that makes it look like there's more paint there. That makes it look like there's makes it look like there's more snow there. Okay, then we've got one in the middle. Brush your, make sure each time you brush your, get your brush to where it has a chisel edge. This one's a little shorter tree, kind of in the middle. And we're going to do the same thing. Back and forth. Pushing down. Just getting that started. And then when you run out of paint, switch to the other side. And you want it to kind of not be so exact. Here, you want some of the limbs to go out and some of them to like zigzag across. And then you're just going to come down here, pounce in. And then after that, we're going to come over here, get more paint, more white. And see that white's mixing into that wet blue. And then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to get a taller tree, a little bit taller tree. And start down. Pushing down on my brush as I go. Back and forth. Make some of your branches come out a little bit. And the pine trees aren't perfect, so don't try to get it all perfect and whatnot. Having a lot of brush or a lot of paint on your brush is helpful to get that look of the snow there. Hopefully that is not moving. And then when you get down here at the bottom, you just go down into the bottom without worrying too much about no detail down there. It's just a bunch of trees. Just a bunch of trees. And then rinse that brush. I'm just doing 3 trees, just like I did with the original. That's fine. And then we're going to make circle for the moon. Same thing going into the white. Just getting some paint on my brush. 1/2 inch flat brush here, and we'll put the Moon there. Just go around and then paint in the center. Once that dries, you can paint it some more if you want it to be whiter. It's hard to paint without holding my hand to brace it on something, but that's okay. We got that. And there's something dark right there on my canvas. Oops. Okay, but that's okay because I'm gonna have snow. All right, so I was trying to get a little thing off of there. I have some snow that I'm going to take the back of my brush, just touch my back of my brush and put it in just here with some bigger dots of snow. Big old snowstorm. And then with a toothbrush, I'm going to go in and I'm going to get my paint wet. Get it pretty wet right there. My white. And I'm going to take my toothbrush in. And get it. My paint's a little clumpity because I was using the bottom of a jug of paint. So yours probably won't be like that. And then you take the, well, let's paint back over that moon a little bit. Make it a little. And you don't have to put that in there if you don't want to. The moon. And then take the paintbrush and you'll just pull that toothbrush, the bristles back towards this way. Go like that. Pull those bristles back up. And that pops that snow in there real cool. And gets rid of any imperfections in your canvas that you might have. Okay, all right, I think that is it. And then sign your painting and you're good to go. You can sign it with a Sharpie or you can sign it with your paintbrush. I usually get my script liner and get a watery in my paint. That could be a little darker. It's not showing up very good. There we go. And this could be your last painting for 2025 or your first painting for 2026. There, that didn't go too bad. So, how about that? Okie dokie. Well, there you go. That is your that is your painting. I can't get that up. There we go. Mess back there, isn't it? There's your painting for the day. How about that? Try it. It was fun. Super cool. There you go. Winter trees. Thank you so much. See you on here next time.